Okay. XXXTENTACION, question mark, I suppose is what the name of the album will be called. Dropping in this basically, for those of you who are just watching this, I'm doing a doubleheader today. I just finished the new Smino album, Maybe Nirvana. That was cool. Really cool listen. If you're not a Smino fan or if you haven't checked out that new album, go check it out. Worth listening. It's under a half-hour runtime, so great little album. Cool sound. With this one, I sat down and listened to 17, and that was an incredible album. And for those of you who saw that reaction, first of all, it got blocked. I posted it completely uncut. It was doing really well. It got blocked. And then someone pointed out, hey, it's back or something. Anyway, I accidentally found out it's not blocked anymore. So the uncut reaction to that album is on YouTube. I mentioned that just because that album, man, was something I did not expect at all in terms of what was happening in the album. And essentially I switched from reacting to the music to like dad mode, right? I basically just started talking to you guys because some of those songs are so very powerful, and if you're feeling those songs, you're in a place, a difficult place. So with this, two things I want to mention. One, I'm going to come in completely blind. I'm all nasally all of a sudden. I don't know why. I was doing the laundry and maybe some stuff like flew up in my nose, like the damn lint from the dryer thing or whatever. I'm coming in blind. I know this came out after 17. I did see a tweet like apparently this is more experimental. That's fine, whatever. But also, just kind of a heads up, I might switch into dad mode again, right? Like I'm going to listen to the music. But if it gets to that intense place again, I might just switch over and start talking to you guys instead of talking about the music. So there you go. Looks like it's got like an explanation, an opening thing, an introduction like 17 did. 18 tracks, only 37 minutes. The other thing I wanted to say, I'm not going to do any music videos. I don't really want to with this. With 17, sometimes music videos are hit and miss. Like sometimes they make the song so much better. And sometimes music videos will detract from a song that's already incredible on its own. So really, because 17 was so intense, I want to just stick to the music on this one. So there you go. Music videos are usually Patreon only anyway, so no big loss, I suppose. Hopefully, well, I'll probably post an edited version of this. With 17, I posted it uncut because the songs are so short. It's really hard to edit short songs for YouTube. So when I do YouTube edits, I try to cut. Really, my goal is to cut 50% of the music. I don't. I usually cut like 30%. But if a song is less than 2 minutes, how the hell are you supposed to cut 50 seconds out of, 120 seconds? Like, it's really hard to edit short songs. Longer songs are easy. You just kind of take out like a chorus or a verse. Short ones are hard. Anyway, I don't know. All that to say, maybe I'll post this. I'll try posting this unedited on YouTube again. Maybe they'll just both be unedited on YouTube. It'll probably get blocked again like it always does. But whatever. Okay, let's drop in. XXXTENTACION. I know he's a controversial figure. Another thing I want to say, I said this on the other one. Just because I'm listening to somebody's music doesn't mean I agree with them. Doesn't mean I endorse their behavior. It doesn't mean anything. I really disagree with this concept of if you listen to somebody now, you agree with all the things they say and you support all the horrible things they've done. No, that's fucking bullshit. So if you are of that opinion, that's my opinion of your opinion. It's bullshit. There you go. Let's drop in. First one's called Introduction. I imagine it's just like a speaking piece, and then we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. Track 1, Introduction.
To find the exact words, to find the perfect words, to say less but to say more was ideal with this project, and to let my energy and mind be felt. If you are not open-minded before you listen to this album, open your mind. If you don't listen to the alternative sound and you've never been into the alternative sound and have not been open to trying different things, open your mind before you listen to this album.
So I'm going to pause right here. The reaction's now done. I don't have an open mind. No, I'm just kidding. No open mind, so I can't listen. Sorry, I have to. I do not agree to the terms and conditions of this album. Just kidding. Silly joke. Let's move on.
You can listen to it anywhere, preferably your room, your car, but it can be played anywhere. Again, you're entering my mind. Feeling my insanity, feeling my genius, my energy. Enjoy.
I like that he does this. I wish this kind of thing doesn't have to be said. You know? I wish we could all walk into things with an open mind. Even for myself. I say that for myself. There's lots of things where I'm just like, man, this is going to fucking suck, right? And usually not music, usually other things, but having an open mind is so valuable, you guys. It only helps you. It only helps you. It only makes things easier. The more you like wall off and close in and refuse and reject, and you really all you do is put yourself in more situations where you collide with the things that you're fighting against, rather than just going, let me consider this. Because remember, listening to somebody, considering something doesn't mean that they're right. It doesn't mean that you believe them. It doesn't mean that it's the truth. It doesn't mean that what you have thought is wrong. None of those things are true. If considering something is only that, considering something, that's it. It is not an invasion of your own thought process and the destruction of the things that you have thought prior. No, it's just consideration. That's it. Be open-minded. It only helps you. Track 2 is called Alone, Part 3. Producers are Robert, not going to be able to pronounce that, and John Cunningham. Here we go. Drop it in. Track 2, Alone, Part 3.
Took a chance with you and made me colder.
Like that piano.
It's all over. So when I'm weak, do I go? My God, it hurts. I can't be calm. What do I do? Do I run? I'm tired of hate. I'm tired of love. I dug my nails to my arms. She turned the lamp and all my scars. What is my word?
I like that like descending chord there. That was cool.
A piece of me. She put my heart beneath her feet. She turned the lamp. Question was my word.
That was good. That was really good. One thing that's jumped out to me was the line, I'm tired of hate, I'm tired of love. And this whole song is annotated. I'm not going to click any of them. But the reason why that jumped out at me was because, to me, what I hear when somebody says that, I'm tired of hate, I'm tired of love, what I hear is, I'm tired of the intensity of these feelings. And what you could almost take that and flip around, the inverse, I lack peace. I lack content. You know, if you're content, if you're at peace, you could still feel love, but you don't have this intensity through things. You can still feel strongly, I suppose, but it isn't an emotion that consumes you. And that's what I hear when I hear that. We're first song in, and I'm just gonna go dad mode. Fuck it. There's nothing to like explain here, you know that, and that's really the difference when I say dad mode versus lyrical analysis. Like a lot of stuff, I try and figure out what they're expressing. This is beautiful because it's very clear what's being expressed, and so more I'm interested in speaking to people who are feeling this and just really going through this type of thing. So what would my advice be? You know, that I feel like I'm going to be more useful in that vein. Hopefully that doesn't sound pompous or what have you. So how do you dial down these intensities? And the first thing that goes through my mind is just kind of trying to find a way to let go. But that's not easy either, especially if it's something they haven't practiced, you know? Gave my love a piece of me. She put my heart beneath her feet. She turned and left, and I questioned, what's my worth? You know, you feel worthless. You give this piece of you to a person. They don't respect it. They crush it. You know, your love feels left in ruin on the ground, type of a thing. I think with that kind of scenario, that specific situation, there are going to be people who just are not respectful to your feelings. And it sucks. And that's it. You know, there's a lot of times it feels like in life where we go through this thing and it feels awful. And so we'll kind of, in our own mind, without realizing, equate that to a problem. And then we as creatures are very prone to thinking we need to fix problems, right? Make sense? Sometimes it isn't necessarily a problem because it isn't something that can be fixed, because it's something beyond our control. So if somebody breaks your heart, if you give your love to somebody and they reject it and they leave you crushed on the floor and they walk away and you're left wondering, well, what the hell? That isn't a problem for you to fix. It sucks, but we don't have control how other people treat us to an extent. Like, I mean, we can't make people love us. We can make people hate us, I suppose, if we just piss them off enough, right? If you just keep trying, they'll hate you eventually, right? Now, like, basically what I'm trying to say is don't get hung up on this idea that it's your fault if somebody else mistreats you. Now, if you are a shithead and they treat you accordingly, then okay, maybe there's some blame. But if you're just being you and you're trying to open up and they're not receptive to that, that's not your fault. That probably wasn't very useful. I don't feel like I gave any advice on how to deal with it, but I don't know, maybe that helped. Beautiful song. I mean, it's very sad. It's intense, but it was also a very beautiful song. This What Is My Worth? That's another aspect too of, you know, essentially trying to validate your own self through others. That's going to be a rough road as well. If you find your worth from other people, then you really put yourself in their hands and they have the ability to crush you through that. But let's not worry about that too much. Let's move on to the next one. It's called Moonlight. Producer's John Cunningham. This is a big one, 2 billion streams. Dropping into track 3, Moonlight. Oh, wow. Reminds me of Mum. There's a group called Mum. Yeah, definitely reminds me of Mum.
Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping, get your Mariah? Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, man. Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping, get your Mariah? Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so
cool.
bad, man. Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping, get your Mariah? Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, man. Spotlight, moonlight, nigga, why you tripping, get your Mariah? Shorty look good in the moonlight. All these pussy niggas so bad, man. Feel like I'm destined. I don't need no Smith and Weston now. But who you testing?
Wow.
Fuck a scantron, here's your lesson now. You know you gon' make it right.
Wow. This is neat, man. What a cool beat. Who is John Cunningham? Oh, I love that little like whoop sound. That was really cool. I mean, all the sounds in this are fantastic, but that was like a neat little surprise. Huh. Wow. Yeah, that was neat. If you enjoy that production, look up a band called MUM, M-U-M. And the U's got like a little line on top of it or something. I don't know where they're from. They're like Norwegian or something like that. Northern European, something like that. But if you like this production, just look up MUM and just start playing a couple songs. And you'll be like, oh, okay. You'll hear what I'm hearing. That was neat. Lyrically, I don't know if there's a whole lot to say here lyrically. Get your mood right. Look at the sunlight or the moonlight. Yeah, I don't. Fuck a Scantron. Here's your lesson. Scantron is what you take tests on, obviously. Feel like I'm damaged. Girl, I know you're fucking playing this. I think really I'm not going to touch on the lyrics too much on this one. I feel like that's just a fun listen. And to dive into it and try and like dissect the few different lines that are here, it kind of is a disservice to how cool the beat is and the production is and stuff. And I'm sure there are going to be other songs where I can really tear into stuff and just like talk through stuff. So I don't want to get too hung up on that. Cool song. Very cool song. Yeah. No wonder that's got 2 billion listens, man. Especially at 2 minutes. Yeah. You can listen to that like 10 times in a row, like in a day, no problem. All right. Yeah, that was fucking neat. Very neat. Okay. Track 3 is called Sad. Same producer, John Cunningham. There's a couple yellow annotations here, which is the official, like the artist has said that. So, all right, let's jump in. Track 3. Oh, I'm sorry, track 4. The third song, but the fourth track, Sad. Here we go. Oh, wow. Huh.
Someone that's afraid to let go. You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Yeah, suicide if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah. I'm sad, I know, yeah. Who am I? Someone that's afraid to let go. You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Yeah, suicide if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah. 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 Who am I? Someone that's afraid to let go.
Oh.
You decide if you're ever gonna
I like that like light addition of like guitar there. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone that's afraid to let go. You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Yeah, suicide if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah. I'm sad, I know, yeah.
I like this one too, man. So I wanna clarify, give some more distinction of what dad mode means, right? Because I want to, maybe if people are concerned that, you know, when it comes to parents sometimes, right, like parents freak out because here's a song talking about suicide and stuff, right? The parent, oh my God. When I say dad mode, I mean a couple of things. One, I approach this as if, I mean, I know people are out there going through shit and feeling shit and just trying to deal with it, and that's hard. And so I can speak to that general audience. But what I'm really thinking about is, what if it's my son? What if it's my son who's feeling this and going through this? You know, how can I help him? You know? So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect too is, as a parent, I am very much of the opinion that parents, our job is not to shield children from all the horrible shit out there, including your own mixed up feelings. No, it's to give you tools to learn how to deal with it. It doesn't do anybody any good to never ever let them figure things out or experience things or not be aware. No. The world, it's got all this shit in it. I don't want to try and like shield my son or protect my son from all this stuff. I mean, if I can, great, obviously, right? But no, here's a tool to how to deal with it. That's my goal. That's my goal. And so with this song, you know, if you look at it strictly lyrically, you see this guy saying over and over again, suicide if you ever try to let go. Like the natural inclination is, oh, this is terrible, you can't listen to this. But you know what's so odd about this song is that it doesn't feel like soul crushing. And there's a difference there between processing emotions and wallowing in emotions. And I'm pretty sure I got into that during the reaction to 17 at some point. Like, I feel very much so, because I went through this when I was younger. Listening to music helps me process my shit. Process. But sometimes I'm wallowing, right? Sometimes, and we know, in my opinion, I always felt like I knew. Even when I was trying to pretend like I didn't know. There was always this voice way in the back of my head that I would try to ignore that's essentially going, okay, you're not making things better for yourself now. You're just like swimming in your own sadness, you know, just doing laps in your own pool of sadness and just, oh, poor me, right? There is aspects of that. And so with this song, I think the production helps a lot, where if you take it literally on just lyrical level, suicide if you ever try to let go, like that sounds awful. But for me, the context of the entire song with the production and the beat and just, you know, him saying it over and over, it almost feels like exercising this emotion. Kind of like the phrase, exercise the demons, you know? It feels like that. That's how I feel listening to that song. So that song doesn't scare me. It doesn't concern me. If my son were listening to this song, I would, I'd ask him, how you doing? How you feeling? Are you getting through this stuff? Are you working through it? And then based on that answer, I would go one way or the other, either more concerned or okay, you do your thing. I'll if you need anything, let me know, type of deal. She took my heart and left me lonely. I think broken heart's contagious. I won't fix, I'd rather weep. And it's funny because that goes right against everything I just got done saying, right? Like, to me, that sounds a little wallowing. But at the same time, it's almost more like this song is based on trying to overcome that feeling of wallowing rather than being in that feeling. And again, I go back to the production because of that. Like, I feel like if I were listening to this song over and over again, personally, just me, it would be to help me get out of this. I'm not going to fix this. I'd rather just weep. Because in a weird way, it's almost like when you indulge these emotions, you flush them out. And it's almost like a great example I always think of is like when it's really, really hot outside and you've been doing some work and someone's like, hey, do you want like an ice cold soda or whatever? Like, oh, yeah. And you drink that first really, really ice cold Coke or Pepsi or Sprite, whatever it is that you like, right? Like, oh my God, that was so fucking good. So, nice and cold and get some sugar and all that stuff. And then if you have a second one, okay, maybe that one's still good. But if you just keep drinking these really cold sodas, after a while, you're like, I'm going to fucking throw up. Right? Like, no, I don't want any of this shit anymore. That's kind of how that is right here. Like, I just need a little bit, just to kind of help me get through this little phase, but I don't need a lot. And then I can put it down and I can move on with my life. Let's keep going. Track 5 is called The Remedy for a Broken Heart. Why Am I So in Love? Producers is XXXTENTACION and John Cunningham. Here we go. Dropping in track 5.
Steady tryna maintain, same things that'll blow a bitch mainframe. My brain can't fathom what the hate say. He say, she say, how about me say? Get a V say, headed to the islands ASAP. What's it on my shorty wrist? That's an AP. On the top to save a bitch CAPE. Feeling like ET, flying out of the Eddie. Fucking on shorty, she better catch you will come when I
spitting through here.
Maybe I'm lying, I'm sadder than most
Holy
of y'all.
shit.
With the money in the freedom, nigga. What is money really worth if it ain't love? I'ma find a perfect balance, it's gonna take time. I heard shawty still in love through the grapevine. I heard shawty still in love through the grapevine. Shawty in love through the grapevine. It's a little bit of weed with a little bit of cash, with a little bit of this, with a little bit of that. We gon' be all, we gon' be all, we gon' be all, we gon' be
Cool
all.
production again, though, man. I love this right here. The space given here. This is a good one too, man. Yeah, the most prominent thing that goes through my mind with this track is why is falling in love such a thing of sorrow? Falling in love is supposed to be a thing of joy. So then that brings in, okay, well, what's the why there? Well, maybe it's a love that won't last. Maybe it's a love that can't be had. There's different reasons, right? You can fall in love with a person, but that doesn't mean it's now a relationship and you're together and it's successful and all that stuff. I get that. But I still feel like even in a situation where if you love someone, or if you, at least if you have feelings for someone, whatever amount of feelings, it could be, you know, a strong like, it could be love, whatever it is. And for whatever reason, that relationship, it can't work out. It can still be a positive, you know, in my opinion. There was a scene, God, what movie was it? I don't remember. But it was like these cowboys or something. And the one guy was talking about how he fell in love with this girl. And they're like, well, what happened? And she was like, well, it was the afternoon and I was riding up and she was out in the field working and she had stood up to like stretch her back because she had hunched over. And the setting sun made this silhouette of her and she looked beautiful in the sunlight and blah, blah, blah. And that's when I fell in love with her. And they're like, oh, wow, that's great. You know, what happened then? Well, that was it. I never spoke to her. I just wrote on. And they're all, no, that's bullshit. You should have talked to her. And it's like, I always liked that little, I think that movie is City Slickers, a comedy with, I can't remember the actor's name anymore. Anyway, basically the reason why I mention that is because it's just, you can have these positive things and turn it into like a snapshot of a memory that you can look back on and smile at, essentially. That idea. Like, every now and then we're going to San Diego or we're going somewhere, we're in Southern California, and I look out the window and there's the beach. And I think to myself, ugh, I sure would love to be on the beach rather than here stuck in traffic on 405. Because if you're on the 405, you're stuck in traffic. Or the 5 or wherever. But at the same time, there is like this comfort in looking out and seeing the ocean and just going, well, you know, I've been there before and I'll be there again. And this whatever situation I'm in now, this is very much temporary. And yeah, I'll just cherish that as like a little memory. I think that's what I would toss out there. For anybody who's really just like stuck in this situation of feeling this longing for someone else that they can't have. I'm assuming that's the scenario in this situation, this song. It's yes, it can hurt, but it could be both. It could be both. It can hurt and it can ache, but it could also try and take it and turn it and go, you know, okay, it's not working out. It's not going to work out. So I'm going to move forward with my life. And instead of holding on to this heartache and this longing and this what have you, I'm just going to take this little snapshot, all these positives of this person who I care about right now, and I'm going to like put it in this little mental picture frame. I'm just going to hang it up back there in my thoughts. And every now and then I'll think about this person. And when I do, I'll try and think of it in a positive way. And then that's it. you know? I don't know. I say these things, I'm trying to be very supportive, but then I sometimes wonder how many people out there on the other side of that camera are going, man, Bob, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Put it in a picture frame. What does that even mean, Bob? You bald-headed asshole. Oh, man. That's good fun. I think a lot of it, too, is when you're younger, your emotions, man, they just run around like crazy. I remember I'm already a pretty emotional person to begin with in my 40s, right? I feel like I'm pretty in touch with my emotions, but man, back in the day, god damn, that shit was all over the place. And that simmers down after a while. It does. So maybe if you're worried about that edge dulls a bit. And I think that's a good thing. Okay, well, it started to drop into 2-track 6 here, which is called 4555. Producer is Del Soda, but it kind of like comes in with a banging hit, only a minute and a half long. Let's drop in, check out track 6, Floor 555. There we go. Crazy different sound here. Wow. Fuck, boy, don't test me. Holy shit. This is incredible. Holy shit. That was incredible. That was fucking incredible. Like, part of me was like, oh man, I want this to just go into like a full bore metal riff, you know? But at the same time, it's kind of odd. Like, I feel like if it would have gone into a full bore, I mean, that would mesh with so many metal songs I've heard so well. But at the same time, with it not being there, it feels more kind of like the other song I was talking about. Which one was it? I don't remember. Where I was talking about exercising the demons. Sad. It feels like the anger version. You know, if sad is exercising these kind of like sad feelings and getting these sad, this is just rage. And look, I'm of the opinion that, you know, all of the emotions are equally important. The people who say, you know, you shouldn't cry and this and that, to me, that's like saying you shouldn't laugh, which is insanity. Like, imagine telling people, oh, you shouldn't laugh. You should never laugh. I mean, imagine an idea where people say there's so much awful things in the world, which is true, that you should never, ever laugh. That's ridiculous, you know? And so I feel it's important to not hide from your emotions, but just get a good hold of them and express them in ways that are healthy, productive, non-destructive at minimum. That's really the key. Non-destructive emotional expression. And that's what this is. Like, this is fucking wild. Like, I feel like, as you know, just the stereotypical parent would be like, oh my God, this is terrible. You can't listen to this. Like, no, this is important. This is the kind of shit where you work your job that you hate, but you keep your mouth shut all day long and you put up with the bullshit and you do the crappy job and you get your shitty paycheck and then you get in the car and you fucking scream the whole way home. And the reason why you do that is so that you don't blow up at work and punch out your supervisor, so that you don't go home and scream at your girlfriend. Like, this is a productive expression of rage. If in that, you know, like that scenario, if used that way, this lets you get that out. Fuck, boy, don't test me. Oh my God. That was incredible. This is fun. I'm glad I sat down with this finally. I've been meaning to ever since listening to 17, but yeah. And it's kind of neat for me too, because I feel like I'm going back in time to some of my younger days and think, like, I used to listen to a song a lot called Maggie's Farm. So Rage Against the Machine did a cover. I forget who wrote the original. But it's called Maggie's Farm. Check it out if you want to listen to it. And I used to listen to this song driving over the Coronado Bridge in San Diego on my way to the Navy base. I used to fucking blast the song because I hated it. I was so miserable. I was so pissed off. No, it ain't gonna work for Maggie's Pond. It's a banger of a song. Check it out. But I used to substitute the lyrics for, no, I ain't gonna work for the U.S. Navy no more. And it helped. It helped, man. It took that raw layer, that top layer of emotion, and like let it burn off, so that then I could just be annoyed rather than pissed off type of a thing. This is a fucking banger, 455. Oh my God. Okay, well, let's move on. Track 7's called NUMB. Producers are Robert, that guy I can't pronounce last name again, and John Cunningham. Drop it in, track 7, NUMB. Here we go.
Every single year, drowning in my tears, I'm drowning in my tears again. I can't seem to forget the pain you seem to give, the pain you seem to give, my friend. And every single year, drowning in my tears.
Wow. Great sound.
Can't seem to forget the pain you seem to give, the pain you seem to give, my friend.
Yeah, this is good too, man. This is just like a good melancholy banger right here, man.
Can't seem to forget the pain you seem to give, the pain you seem to give, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, we even get a little bit of guitar solo-ish.
Every single year, I'm drowning in my tears, I'm drowning in my tears again. I can't seem to forget the pain you seem
Beautiful
to
inclusion of
give,
string right there.
seem to give, my friend.
Yeah. You guys, this is therapy. You guys, this is therapy. This is one of those albums, man, where it's like whatever mood you've got, you pick that song and you put it on loop and you just let it go. Let it go. But don't wallow. Don't wallow. And you know, I don't have to explain it. We all know. I feel like I got to a place where I would know. Don't wallow. You know, when you start to get like this like hint of sickness, stop. And the thing is too is like, just like there's plenty of value in listening to these songs on repeat to help you just kind of move through this shit, and it's therapeutic. And after a while, it can start to drag you down. There's also truth and value in putting on something upbeat, light, happy, not heavy, to bring you out. They both work. They're both tools. They're both successful. So couple that. Pair some of these songs. Like if you're fucking feeling it and you're listening to one of these songs over and over again and you're working through it, and then you can kind of start to feel your mood start to sink. Okay. Stop and start listening to something else. Start listening to something that just brings you up, that makes you smile. That, well, not even necessarily makes you smile, but just opposite energy, positive energy, good energy, healthy. You know, what would I recommend? First song that comes to mind is Primus, Winona's Big Brown Beaver. If that song don't pick your spirits up a little bit, then listen to it again. And if it don't, then listen to it one more time. And after 3 times, if you can't get into that fucking jam, well, friends, I don't know. Give me a call. we gotta sort that shit out for you, because that's a fucking great jam. Oh my God, I want to listen to it right now. I'm tempted to. Should we do a departure and listen to Winona's Big Brown Beaver? I won't. But please do. If you've never heard that song before, please listen to that song. This is therapy, man. And it bums me out because I'm thinking about people who don't explore music with an open mind and who panic at the first sight of trouble type of a thing, right? We can never have any problems. Everything has to be perfect. We have to fix this. No, man. No, we don't. I thought I'd be, kind of concerned, honestly. I'm drowning in my tears. I can't seem to forget. But when I listen to this song, man, I picture my own self just like driving down the freeway. And that it's almost soothing. Like, yes, I'm in pain, and yes, there's sorrow, and yes, I'm trying to get over it, and I'm not there yet. But like that specific scenario, being in the car, driving down the freeway with this song on and just kind of like getting it out. It's therapeutic to me. Hopefully it is to you guys too. Good song. Man, what a great album so far. Fucking hey. Let's move on. Next one's called Infinity 888. It's featuring Joey Badass. The producer is P Soul. Let's drop in. Track 8. Here we go.
These niggas is really wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't playing with y'all niggas, man. You heard?
Just gotta catch chlamydia on these niggas, G shit.
You know what I'm saying? Gonorrhea, all that shit.
What?
I catch all diseases in the world so the world won't have no more diseases. You feel me?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm as real as they come, they feel it get numb. You think you
Great
got
horn.
it in the bus, so now you can't get stung. I keep a razor blade tucked on me under my tongue. Don't let me have to tell these niggas about the city I'm from. It's Brooklyn, be the home
Nice.
of the
I like the
hardest
hesitation
ever.
there on the beat.
They just don't aim, they just palm Berettas and bomb whatever. So we don't move calmly, never. This for my niggas trapped in cells like salmonella. Look, I could do this shit with no effort, no pressure, no gimmick shit, no radio records. Just textbook rhyme style with the
Just
raw
textbook
texture.
rhyme style.
Punchlines, right hooks, now that's a trifecta. No more free lectures, I'm texting these niggas extras. It's the pro of all errors, he's back in your sector. So might be best to protect your neck or profess your debt to the God, he might bless you.
Traveling through the infinity, you know that nigga pretend to be, all that bullshit do not get to me, I am a spirit and entity, you don't want to suck on my energy, I am the realest since Kennedy, you pussy ass niggas fucking suck, you sound the same, I spit the pain, that's why the young niggas feel the same, they know I bang, I pull a fucking pistol out the range and act insane.
Wow. Good shit, man.
Spend years at the crib, so I don't feel the pain no more, I don't feel the pain no more, spend years at the crib, so I don't feel the pain no more.
This is a cool fucking jam too, man. God damn. This album is incredible. That bass line is key. That horn too. Every fucking song, like every song has been, for its emotional lane, has been a banger. Like Alone Part 3 was incredible for what it was doing. 4555 was fucking incredible for what it was. Like this is really remarkable, honestly. It was cool too because I don't know XXXTentacion's older shit when he was young. So this is really the first time I've heard him like go on a tear through a verse with like changing up his flow and spitting all over this shit. This is fucking cool. You pussy ass people fucking suck. You sound the same. I spit the pain. Oh shit, man. Yeah. I'm as real as come. You think you got a little buzz? So now you can't get stung. I keep a razor blade tucked on me under my tongue. Don't let me have me tell these people about the city I'm from. I love the production hesitation too there as they transition over. Yeah, good shit. You know what? I have to be careful. I've been listening to hip hop for a while now, as you guys are aware. Been reading a lot of lyrics now, as you guys are aware. And you know this whole N-word, right? That's all over the place. Fuck, man. I feel like there's one video where I had to edit myself out because I said like 90% of it on accident. What was it? It was an additional thoughts video. And I was rattling off. I was reading the tracks. And one of them was like, I can't remember, but it had the N word. It was a 3-word track, and that was the middle word. And I said, and I got like most of the way through it, and I'm like, like verbally trying to smash the brakes, but it was like, nah, I pretty much said the whole thing. Anyway, all that to say, like, the word has become so normal to me. Like, I feel like shit, man. One of these days, I'm gonna slip up and just full on say it. Which, I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? I'm trying to be very, very respectful to the whole situation. I don't feel it's appropriate for me to say it. I don't want to say it. None of that shit. But, like, it's everywhere. And sometimes, the reason I mention it is because sometimes I start reading the lyrics, right? And much like on that one video where I was reading the track listing, it's like sometimes these words just dart in there. I still remember the first time I said it out loud, like in the car, listening to a song, and it was Wu-Tang, Shame. Shame on a try to run game. It was like first thing in the morning, Monday morning. I got this shit blasted. I put that song on first thing, and it just like flew out of my mouth, and I went, whoa, fuck. Where did that come from? Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang getting the people fired up, way too fired up first thing on a Monday morning. It can't be helped, I suppose. Anyway, let's move on to track 8. It's called Going Down. Trey Pounds and TM88 are the producers. Here we go. Track 9, Going Down. This has been a great ride so far. And one thing I love too is each song has been very different. So I have no idea what to expect each way. Oh my god, shorty thick. Oh my god, that's funny.
Hey, she roll my dick like a biker, I own her, she need a diaper, Let her know y'all didn't one night, her, I eat a pussy like rice and egg. Not gonna do it around my Tyson, ayy. When I'm drunk, I feel like fighting, ayy. Oh my god, shawty thick shit, oh my god.
That's a good song too. This is a really fucking good album. Do you guys like it when I tell you what you already know? That being, this is a really good fucking album. I was thinking with this one, you know, this was kind of out of nowhere after, well, it's starting to get into a pattern of out of nowhere, which is great. Because especially with the opener, the introduction, this open mind thing, I feel like in having this idea of, you know, you must approach this with an open mind and so on. Now I feel like I'm listening to this guy who feels like he has full freedom, full artistic expression, you know, permission type of a thing. And it's really kind of nice. Like, we're 9 songs in, halfway through, and I feel like there are no boundaries on this album. Like, there's no box that this album exists within, because we've had some odd productions, we've had some really sad songs, we've had some intense songs. Right now, I feel like we can have literally anything happen on this album and it's okay, and it all exists in this lane of expression. And because it feels like, and it's coming off as just pure expression. There's nothing, like for me, there's nothing to like agree or disagree with, you know? This is just, here's 2 minutes of how I'm feeling. Here's 2.5 minutes of how I'm feeling. Here's 3.5 minutes of how I'm feeling. And it's just, this was Tuesday afternoon. This was Friday night. This was Sunday morning. Like, it's cool. It's like these just snapshots of emotion, of existence, essentially. And I'm sure anybody could come through here and go, yeah, but this is right. You know, you shouldn't do this and you should do that. Whatever. And I mean, how many times have I done that, right? Like, I'm totally guilty of that. But there's something about how this album has come off where that is to the side. No, we're just looking at it. It's almost like just observing the existence of a person. It's fascinating stuff. Let's keep going. The next one is called Pain Equals Best Friend, featuring Travis Barker, who I believe is the drummer for Blink-182. Yep. All right. Got that one right. We got XXXTENTACION producing. We have John Cunningham and Mr. Robert. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. I'm just not. Lots of vowels in there. So many vowels. Even Y, which sometimes is a vowel, but sometimes not. So no, I'm just going to, Pain equals Best Friend. This will probably be a very upbeat and happy song. No. Here we go. All right, chop it in. Track 10. Here we go. I love that they've got guitar in this.
Lost in regret, I feel so deeply, I can't seem to find the means of gone. Lost in regret, I feel so deeply, I can't seem to.
Whoa. Wow. Good drama. That's, yeah. Definitely Travis. Wow. Yeah, that was a cool song too. I have to say, I'm happy. I was wondering because there's not a lot of lyrics here on the screen, and sometimes they'll do that even though it repeats. I'm happy the lyrics did not repeat. Regret is a stone. One big, heavy stone that will just drag you down and slow you down and crush you. Regret will never, you have to let that shit go. You have to let that shit go. It sucks. It's not easy. But it's over. Whatever it is that you're clinging to that you regret, that I wish I would have never done, that's nice. Those are valid feelings. However, it's over. You can't go back in time. You can't change it. You can't fix it. Maybe you can mend the relationship. Maybe something can be restored. I mean, it's not always over, right? But there's no benefit to carrying around regret. You just gotta move on. At minimum, chisel it down so it's not such a heavy burden to bear. You know, this big crushing stone. I say stone because there's a couple other songs that I really like that address the theme of regret, and they use the word stone as the metaphor. Feel so deeply I can't seem to find a means of ground. What does the annotation say for this? Well, it's referencing other songs, talking about his life, going sent to jail, okay, whatever. I don't want to worry about all that stuff. I know he's got some nasty stuff in his personal life. I don't want to address that. I don't even talk about it. To me, this isn't about XXXTENTACION. This is about somebody expressing an emotion and literally hundreds of millions of people identifying with those emotions and listening to the song. So that's where I'm at, is pretty much everyone else. XXXTENTACION's dead. Like, I know people are upset about what he did. That's nice. He's dead. It's fucking over. You can hate him for as long as you want. It doesn't change anything. Doesn't change a goddamn thing. You know, the drumming by Travis Barker. There's a couple songs. I'm not a huge Blink 182 fan. I don't listen to a lot of their music. But there's a couple songs I really like. Adam's song, One More Time, Miss You, I Miss You. And if you listen to a couple of those songs, you'll hear that kind of drumming pattern that you hear in this one. So it's funny because it's just a guy playing the drums, right? Yet there's this distinct style that goes with it. What the hell's going on here? Oh, I scrolled to the bottom somehow. Why did I do that? Oh, I know why. When I was pulling up the lyrics on Genius, if you want to have some fun, go on Genius on a computer, not on your phone, because you'll just be scrolling all day, and type in XXXTentacion, and then look for this album, and you'll find every language translation you could find except English. Like, there were so many. So I was trying to find it, and then I finally just said, fuck it. I clicked on like a song, and then I was able to get to this translated version album through that song, and that's why I was at the bottom there. This is called Money, or $3 signs, whatever you want to call it. The producers are Lauren and Den Beats. This is track 11, and let's jump in. Here we go.
Get money, yeah, yeah. Get money, yeah. Get money. Get money, yeah, yeah. Get money, yeah, yeah. Get money, yeah, yeah. Get money, yeah, yeah. Like ooh, ooh,
Like,
ooh, ooh. Why you gotta sleep on my crew? You know that my VVS is blue. Like ooh, ooh.
I like the production. Very light. Floaty key sound.
These niggas jealous and boy, you was better like medicine. Are you okay, bitch? Slay the pussy like I'm Jason. Fuck on my face, bitch. 1-0 like I'm Matrix. Nigga try me, I still go get
Oh my
Fuck
God.
around, I keep up late like the Witcher. I want your auntie, your grandma, your sister. I eat the pussy for breakfast and dinner.
Like ooh, ooh, like ooh, ooh. Why you gotta sleep on my crew? You know that
I love the production on this. I honestly, I would love to hear production only track.
Get money, yeah, yeah. Get money, yeah, yeah.
This, I love this sound. It fades out right away, but I love the production on that. It's super chill. Super, super chill. Huh. All right, let's do this little interlude. I don't really have anything to say about that one. It's called Love Yourself. Let's just, it's like 48 seconds, super short.
What you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. What are you doing?
Takes no chances. Fuck that niggas. Stop lying.
No.
Huh. Take no chances. Fuck that guy. Love yourself. Let's click the annotation here. X is telling his listeners to love themselves enough to know that despite what someone may say or do to them, what they want to do is always stay true to themselves and cherish whatever it is that they have. Self-love is something X addressed a lot in stories on social media, even making several videos about it on YouTube prior to his death. What is peculiar to me is the phone call conversation, essentially, and what that's about. Huh. I don't know. Interesting. I'm not trying to read too much, or I don't want to read too much into this, but I'm always just like, they put this in here for a reason. It's not like somebody accidentally makes a 45-second song with a phone call on it and goes, oops, it got on the album. How'd that happen, right? Like, there's a reason for this. And so I'm always very curious. What's the intent of expression here? Like, what are they trying to say? And I mean, obviously, the love yourself, I get that. But the phone call part, what's that about? What's that mean? I wonder. I don't know. Good shit. All right, well, let's keep going. This one's called Smash. It's featuring P&B Rock. Producers are Smash, David, and Reckless. This is track 13. Dropping in track 13. Here we go. Interesting album. Just all over the place.
Orange Spanish John, really like a lemonade. I put Cartiers all over my bitch's face. She just got a pair, all because a nigga paid. Put her in the past, cause you know I smashed. Yeah, I smashed, yeah. Shawty let me smash, so I put her in the past. Yeah, I put her in the past.
Interesting.
Yeah, I smash, yeah. Yeah, you know I smash, so I put her in the past. Yeah, I put her in the smash.
She like Cardi friends, sweet like candy canes. If I'm Superman, she my Lois Lane. Gucci.
I like the tone of this track.
Shawty let me smash, so I put her in the past. Yeah, I put her in the past. Yeah, I smash, yeah. Yeah, you know I smash, so I put her in the past. Yeah, I put her in the smash.
God, I love the production on this one too. It just has this like darker tone to it. You know, that song makes me think, the first idea that goes through my mind is, you know, I put her in the past. She let me smash, so I put her in the past, which was odd to me. I was like, oh, okay, it's like his girlfriend, but because she slept with him. But no. I wonder, well, although this part, you know, if I'm Superman, she's my Lois Lane. I don't know. What I was going to say was, I wonder if it's just some girl, and maybe he was starting to, you know, maybe they're chatting up a little bit, and they're, you know, starting to talk and what have you, and maybe because she just gave it up so easily, now he can't trust her, and so, okay, well, I can't trust you. You'll just sleep with me at the drop of a hat type of a thing, which means you'll do that with anybody else as well. So off you go then, maybe. I don't know. Interesting song. Cool vibe. Had to cut her off. She sniffed too much cocaine. Don't look so surprised. All she wants to do is lie. Then she turned around and cried, demons all in her eyes. She don't feel no pain. She might be insane. Colder than some rain. Interesting. Yeah, I was going to say, this album, man, XXXTENTACION does a great job of just these little snippets of mood. This mood, that, I think I said this earlier, little snapshots of emotion. That's what this album has been. Pretty impressive. And it's very just, I think an element that adds to the expression is how like haphazard it is. We're here, we're there, we're over here. It's just all over the place. And that meshes pretty well with some of the stuff that he said, because when he's in his feelings, it seems like they're pretty intense, the feelings that he has. And so then with the songs kind of bouncing all over the place, it creates like this chaotic sensation in a sense. And it honestly helps me understand the guy a little bit more, you know? These inconsistent swings of emotion just all over the place. Anyway, let's keep going. This one's called I Don't Even Speak Spanish, LOL. Which is pretty funny. It's featuring Judah Amar, Carlos Andres, Rio Santana, the producer Zen. This is track 14. Drop it in. I don't even speak Spanish. This is true for me as well. I do not speak Spanish. Oh, is it all in Spanish? Oh, no. Okay. I don't speak Spanish either. Oh, wow, man.
Girl,
Oh, wow. Wow.
Back to me, 'cause a baby slide. Let me make you feel alright. See, mommy, what you doing all alone in the club? Baby, got your vibe and pop another cup. Girl, I wanna get you all alone at the club. Get up in my ride, I wanna show you love. Sway like a lullaby. Dance with me through the night.
That's cool. Very cool.
Back to me, 'cause a baby slide.
It's refreshing. It's nice to hear.
Can I have you feeling right? Baby, only for a night. Only be here for the vibe. Only wanna get inside. Dance with me through the night. Back to me, 'cause a baby slide.
Ha.
Let me make you feel alright.
Cool song, man. Just fun, light. But what I like about it so much is, I was saying earlier at some point, I don't remember which track it was, but he's talking about just always falling in love and how sorrowful that sounded, And so it's nice to hear a song where it's up, he's happy, this is fun, enjoying ourselves at the club, we're dancing, we're going back to the place. Like, it's really refreshing to hear some joy, fun. That's so important. So important. What a great song, man. What a great song. I'm surprised. Well, that one's got some streams. I'm surprised it's not like a bigger one, because I feel like, well, maybe it's not quite like a club jam. I guess it doesn't maybe have as much of a beat. It's a little bit chilled out. But yeah, it's a good song. Good song, man. That's nice. Yeah. All right. That one gets a heart too. Yeah. All right. Got a couple more big tracks coming up. These next two are huge, both well over 1 billion streams. The next one's called Changes. It's featuring P&B Rock. The producers are XXXTENTACION and John Cunningham. And let's jump in. Track 15, Changes.
Baby, I don't understand this. You're changing, I can't stand it. My heart can't take this damage. And the way I feel, can't stand it. Baby, I don't understand this. Baby, I don't understand this. You're changing, I can't stand it. My heart can't take this damage. And the way I feel, can't stand it. Baby, I don't understand this. You're changing, I can't stand it. My heart can't take this damage. And the way I feel, can't stand it. Baby, I don't understand it.
So the reason why I just kind of paused for a bit is because that's got a ton of listens, which means there's a lot of people out there that are going through that one right there. So, dad mode, right? Dad mode. That is hard. That is hard. Because, very simple, very straightforward on the lyrics. But what's really being implied is because of this other person changing, people are now drifting apart. Maybe the relationship is now strained or starting to reach a point of failure. And so that's the hard part, right? It's not so much people changing. That in itself isn't always a problem. But if the change brings a separation between two people, that's the hard part. And I have to imagine the question comes into mind of, is it me? Like, how is it that as you're changing, for whatever reason, is the reason me? Because then that's hard too. Now we start wandering into areas of regret. Did I screw up? What did I do to make you change? Why is it that you felt this way about me a month ago and now you don't? It's just questions. Why? What's happening? And, when it comes to people, like I said earlier, we don't control how they feel. We don't. We can influence how they feel. Some people will try to control others and how they feel, which is manipulation, and that's bad. That's bad. Don't do that. Okay. Manipulation bad. Okay. Don't do that. People change. People change. I've been very, very fortunate in my relationship with my wife because when we got married, we were both Christian and we both wanted to have kids. And after we got married, as time went on, I stopped being Christian, which is a huge change. And I had a point where I was like, I don't want to have kids, which is a huge change. And I'm lucky because my wife is a very patient person, which is nice, obviously. But specifically with her, with patience, I know that I can tell her something that's big and disruptive and, a big deal. And I know that she'll take that information and basically she just kind of like goes away for a while. Not like physically leaves, doesn't go to like her parents or something. But I know, hey, if I tell her something and this is significant and I know it's going to be hard for her, I also know she needs like a week. She needs a week for this thing to just sit in her own mind and process and process and process. And so I don't bug her. I don't ask her. I let her do her thing. We kind of like live our lives. And we went through both those things together. And I guess just to wrap up the story, like right with the regards to my not being a Christian, she essentially came to the conclusion that, well, you're still the same person. And it's not like now because you're not Christian, you believe you can go do these awful things because they're not bad, because there's no judgment. No, like, no, I'm still the same person. And all that. So that worked out that way. And then obviously with the no kids, we have a son. So that, sorted itself out. Basically, she wanted to have two. I didn't want to have any. And it got to a point where I realized it's way more important for her to have children than it was for me to not have children. So hence our son exists, which is wonderful, honestly. That's been one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So that worked out too. But with everything else, just in the general sense of approaching this song, people change, man. And sometimes the change is for the worse. Obviously, we always hope to grow as a person. But sometimes people change, you start getting into drugs, you start hanging out with the wrong people, you start, especially social media now, like there's all these echo chambers and you go down these rabbit holes and your mind just gets twisted, and sometimes people change for the worse. Sometimes it's worse when they change for the better and then they realize, oh, I'm moving on from you. That fucking hurts, right? That hurts a lot. So what do I actually want to say here rather than just babbling on for fucking 10 minutes achieving nothing? I can't stand it. I don't understand this. I think really that's what I'm getting at, is understanding the situation will help a little, not a lot. It won't take the pain away, but if you can get to a point where you understand the why. And this gets a little tricky because I think sometimes people equate understanding with agreeing. No. You can you can ask your person, why are you doing this? Why this? And they can explain it to you and you go, that's crazy. I feel like there's a mechanism within our minds where when we disagree with something, we want to just throw the whole thing out the window. But in doing that, we also fail to understand it. Like it's hard to decouple agreement with understanding. And so sometimes someone will tell you, this is why this is happening. And we'll go, no, fuck that. We throw the whole thing out. And in that, we fail to understand what's going on. If you can get to a point where you at least understand it, not agree, but understand. I think, to me, it helps. It helps. Because maybe it's something that we're doing on our end that's causing this person to drift away. Maybe not. Maybe not. Which, if it's not, that helps, right? It's like, okay, so it's not me, it's you're going in this other direction and I'm going in this direction. So really it's not you or I specifically, it's more the paths our lives are taking that's drifting us apart, what have you. So I guess if anything, I'm going to pull from 15 minutes of just running my mouth. Try to find a way to just understand what's going on, which means, like he said at the beginning of this album, open mind, asking questions, sincerely listening to the answer. And I know there's going to be situations where like, I don't like this answer. It's not about liking the answer. It's not about agreeing with the answer. It's about understanding the answer so that you can kind of start to unravel the whole fucking mess, basically. Because if you can't understand it, you got no chance. You got no chance. And then what's worse, if you can't understand it and it all falls apart, but you don't know why, now you move on to the next situation, and maybe that falls apart for the same reason, but you don't understand because you never understood it the first time. You know, you kind of get into the cycle of just repeating the same mistakes without even realize what the hell you're doing in the first place. Not a great situation. Good song. Good song. Don't wallow in this one. This is the type of song that will swallow you up if you let it. If you let it. Don't let this one swallow you up. Good song. So we on to the next big one. It's called Hope. Producers John Cunningham. He's done a great job throughout this album so far. Let's drop in track 16, Hope.
Rest in peace to all the kids that lost their lives in the Parkland shooting. The song is dedicated to you. Okay, she keep calling every single night. And I don't mind pushing cute vibes. Oh no, swear to God, I'm in my mind. Swear I wanna die, yeah, when you cross my. Swear I wanna die, yeah. No, I'm not alright, yeah. I might start a riot, yeah. I'm so fucking tired, yeah. So what's up? What you say? Feeling good, I'm feeling great. Tired of the fucking hate. Stacking cheese all on my plate. Outside my misery, I think I'll find a way of envisioning a better life for the rest of us. The rest of us. Hope for the rest of us. What you say? Feeling good, I'm feeling great. Tired of the fucking hate. Stacking cheese all on my plate.
Oh, trippy end. I didn't expect that at all. It just dove out. That's a harder one to put on repeat, honestly. Like, it's got a bunch of listens. I was thinking at first, I wonder, those of you who are in this and listening to this a lot, when I click this, I can't click that. What does it say? I could never say I understand how you all are feeling, nor can I find the right words to say to you. But I do want you all to know you are not alone. The words at the end of the song are dedicated to you, Douglas High. I want to click the summary here. I want to understand this a little bit more. It's a 16th track released on the dedicated to the kids who lost their lives during the shooting in Parkland, Florida. X released a song to motivate and uplift other kids. Follow your dreams and know that even though you have lost, you have guardian angels watching over you every day in and day out. Last thing they want is for their lives to be lost in vain. Yeah, make them proud. Yeah. You're not alone. He also said a few words on Instagram. Although not all the words are relevant to the situation, I chose what I felt was relative and uplifting instead of graphic and real. Which I'm glad. When he said this is to the kids who lost their lives, like, oh fuck, this is going to be really intense. Something I liked about this, though, the bridge. So outside my misery, I think I'll find a way of envisioning a better life for the rest of us. The rest of us. There's hope for the rest of us. And I wonder, those who are spamming listening changes, if you're listening to both, changes and then hope, changes and then hope, changes and then hope. I hope so. Because while, obviously XXXTentacion, the song specific to that situation, the theme of the song is specific to all of us. You can keep crying day and night on my mind. I want to die, especially coming off of changes. If this breakup has just happened and you're really feeling it, jump onto this bridge. I'll find a way of envisioning a better life. Really surprising song. The ending caught me off guard completely. Just whoom, shuts off. Swear I want to die when you cross my... And I mean, that's going to be anybody who's thinking about, somebody who died in that shooting. But this applies to a relationship scenario as where if you've got a broken heart and that person's gone, and then, anytime it happens that you think about them and your heart breaks again, just hurts. All right, 2 more songs, both short. Next one's called Schizophrenia. Producers are Robert, Mr. Last Name, and John Cunningham. Here we go, track 17, Schizophrenia. Oh, actually, you know what? It kind of dipped into it. Here we go.
Voices here, voices in your head. Sausage and drip from and make it all, make your own.
Wow.
Voices here, voices in your head.
Oh, I like the drum.
Sausage and drip from and make it all, make your own.
Huh. Holy shit. Wow. Holy shit. Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Yeah. Again, what a great little snapshot of emotion. This is a fucking cool album, man. Voices in your head trying to drive you mad, make it all wild. No. Don't give up. Keep going. One more song. It's called Before I Close My Eyes, produced by John Cunningham, who's just done a terrific job throughout this album. Here we go. Final track off of XXXTentacion's Question. Here we go.
Before lay me down to sleep, pray the Lord my soul to keep. Hope's not too late for me. Whoa. Before lay me down to sleep, pray the Lord my soul to keep. Hope's not too late for me. Whoa. Difference changing in
That one note.
this.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Time consumes the image.
Yeah.
Before I lay me down to sleep, pray the Lord my soul to keep. Hope's not too late.
This is beautiful.
Before I lay me down to sleep, pray the Lord my soul to keep. Hope's not too late for me.
I really like this song. Yeah. I would say to those who are out there thinking, I hope it's not too late for me. There are certain things that are too late, right? I'm never going to win a Super Bowl. It's a little too late for me to try and do that, right? There are certain things in life where, time passes you by and that opportunity is gone. But the thing is I think it's easy to get, a little too focused on that and go, oh no, I can't do that. The problem with life is that it's full of things that we can't do everything. Like, think about okay, so Tom Brady, right? Probably the most successful football player in the history of the NFL. I don't know how many Super Bowls he's won, a shit ton. People could probably look at his life and go, wow, that's incredible that he got to do that. Yes, that's true. It's also true that in doing that thing and being one of the most successful football players in history of the NFL, in terms of like wins and all that shit, right? There's millions of other things he could not do. He couldn't pursue a career in racing. He couldn't pursue a career in science or medicine or whatever. He couldn't have a family life where he was home every weekend with his kids and doing stuff because he's fucking playing football. There's a lot of stuff that he had to give up in exchange for that. And that's true for everyone. Everyone. If you want to be a world-class rock climber, you have to practice your ass off and you have to have the right diet so you don't weigh 200 pounds so that you don't get exhausted climbing the side of fucking Yosemite or whatever the hell it is, right? That's the trouble with life is you could pursue your dream, and pursuing your dream is already hard enough to begin with, right? But in pursuing your dream, you say no to so many other things. That would also be amazing. So there's that. Yes, sometimes there are going to be scenarios where it is too late for you. If you have like a specific goal in mind. Now, can you go out and toss football with your kids or whatever? Sure. Can you screw around on the rocks, on your own? Sure, of course. The other thing, though, that I want to get into is probably a little bit more practical to the emotion of the song. Whatever thoughts that you might have about yourself, if you're still entertaining the question of, I hope it's not too late for me, you're still fighting. The person who is not fighting anymore, the person who is really given up, doesn't even ask that question anymore. So I would take that as positive motivation. If you are still you're still thinking, man, I hope it's not too late for me. You still have fight in you. It's not over. It's not over. So fight it. Go for it. Don't lose whatever motivation you have left and fully surrender to a point where you don't even think about it anymore, right? Where you just completely let it go. It's too late. It is too late. Because that's the other version of that statement. If you're saying, I hope it's not too late, you still have hope. I hope. Versus, it's too late for me. That's the difference right there. So in this song, I mean, there is a very sad angle, but there's still hope in that angle. So fucking fire it up. Get that fire burning. Go. Pursue that thing, whatever it is. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's an interest. Maybe it's a career. Who fucking knows? You can do a lot of stuff in life, but you only have a certain amount of time, obviously. But there's a lot of things out there where it's not too late. Yeah, you can keep doing it. You can try for it. You can achieve whatever it is that you might have in mind. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot. It's all over the place. I feel like it's this album feels like one of those playlists that you create where it's almost like it's like a playlist of songs that you don't know where else to put them. Like, I love this song, but it doesn't fit in this playlist or this one, so I'll just put it over here. And this one too, and this one too. And then you just got 18 songs of all kinds of different stuff, but you love them all because they're all different, but because they're so different, they can't go anywhere. But what a great like kaleidoscope of human emotion, Good shit, man. Yeah, good shit. I just want to like sit and think for a while. It's gonna be a little jarring, like listening to this album. I think I'm just gonna have to bounce around on songs because in terms of like flowing as an album, like a track list order, it's a little rough. It's all over the place. But when you experience each little song as its own, like, it's almost like every song is its own little island, and these collection of islands is, the album. You can hang out here for a while, you can hang out there for a while, you can hang out in all these different little spots. And they'll all do what they're supposed to do in their own way. All right. Well, there you go. What else? Is there anything else I want to say? I don't know. I feel like I've said a lot. And there are times when I've said a lot without saying anything at all. Just a lot of talking, but not actually saying anything. Hopefully these things help. I'm just trying to help. I know you guys understand that. Oh, the kitties. I'm looking at the kitties right now. I hope it doesn't come off as presumptuous. Or, I mean, I don't know anything about your guys' lives, you know? I don't know. But you're not alone. I will say that there's a lot of stuff that we feel. One of the things that helped me a lot with some of the issues I was going through, you know, through my life is realizing I'm not the only one who feels this way. I'm not some terrible person or evil monster or cold dead robot or like, no. Other people have felt what you have felt. So you're not like fundamentally flawed or broken because you feel this way. No, absolutely not. It's just the sting of that emotion. Sometimes it's very strong and it can be overwhelming. I personally find comfort when I find out you felt that way too. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Okay. To me that helps. Okay. I'm not. There isn't something like chemically wrong. Well, there's probably something chemically wrong, right? Probably a couple of screws rattling around that should be tightened down. But like, no. Okay, I'm not fucking broken. I'm just feeling some shit. Yeah, you're just feeling some shit. So feel it, process it, don't wallow, find some counterbalance. Winona's Big Brown Beaver by Primus, and some other ones. I should make like a happy playlist, a fun playlist, a high energy, and just try and move on. Let go of regret. Don't hold on to regret. There's nothing to gain from holding on to regret. And just do your best. What else can you do other than your best? You know? And when you fuck up and you make a mistake, well, shit. Made a mistake. And just move on. Keep trying. Keep fighting. There you go. All right, y'all. Take care. We'll see you soon.